House Republicans are investigating Havana Syndrome after a 60 Minutes report pinned the alleged attacks on Russia. The report claims Russians are using a futuristic technology that shoots waves of energy through a person's ears and into their brains, causing catastrophic brain injury. The attacks, they say, have been targeting federal agents and members of their family, both overseas and here on American soil.
Inside my right ear, it was like a dentist drilling on steroids. That feeling when it gets too close to your eardrum, it's like that, times 10. It was like a high-pitched metallic drilling noise, and it knocked me forward. It felt like I was stuck in this state of like disorientation, not able to function, like what is happening, and my whole body was pulsing.
Felt like it came through the window into my left ear. I immediately felt fullness in my head and just a piercing headache. I left the room and went into our bedroom next door and projectile vomited in our bathroom.
The common denominator between most of these agents targeted, according to CBS, they all have a history of working on cases against Russia.
One of those cases involved this Mustang going 110 miles an hour. A search of the car found notes of bank accounts.
Citibank, Discover Savings, $75,000.
And this device that looks like a walkie-talkie can erase the car's computer data, including its GPS record. There was also a Russian passport.
What's your first name?
Vitaly, V-I-T-A-L-I-I.
60 Minutes claims that man, who led cops in Florida on a high-speed chase in 2020, used to be a Russian military engineer with a top-secret security clearance and is believed to have been a Kremlin spy who helped facilitate attacks with acoustic weaponry here in the United States. The only problem? The State Department says Havana Syndrome and those attacks aren't real. The State Department and 5 other U.S. government agencies say that it's very unlikely that what people are experiencing are the result of a sneaky foreign attack. Government researchers linked Havana Syndrome to mass psychosis and social contagion, meaning the more people claim to have something, the more people will convince themselves they also have it. But why would the federal government, who's always looking for an excuse to fund Ukraine's war against Russia, downplay this supposed threat? Because it helps their case. Something about this story doesn't add up, but it's impossible to pinpoint. Special Forces vet and World Strat president JimHanson joins me now. What do you think is really going on here?
It's impossible to know for certain, but like you, Jesse, I find it particularly convenient that right now, when the Ukraine money train is going off the rails, all of a sudden, this story gets resurrected after the government says it didn't happen. And we've got Darth Putin shooting Death Star beams at our diplomats in order to get everybody riled up. I think that's pretty unlikely. These weapons exist. There's no question about that. We have them. But the idea that this now is 60 Minutes, ooh, very credible source there, and some anti-Putin Russian media, I don't find it very credible.
So why would 60 Minutes push this if it does benefit the Ukraine situation and then have the entire federal government say it's baloney?
Yeah, that's the piece that doesn't quite fit together, because usually the regime media is doing the bidding of the regime.
Right.
And in this case, they seem to have a disconnect. I don't know why the government, if this is happening, I don't know why they would want to say it isn't. I do know why 60 Minutes and Der Spiegel and, the anti-Putin Russian people want it to happen, because they need to back their boy Zelensky in the forever war against Putin. So I think there's an issue of who's got an advantage, and in this case, the regime media may be out ahead of their skis as far as what the regime wants them to do.
You want to hear how weird it gets now? Mark Zaid
Yes.
is the attorney who's representing about a dozen of these alleged victims of this brainwave attack from Russia. He's the same guy that repped the impeachment whistleblower. It's like, I know, it's this, I cannot really wrap my head around this story, but there's something going on. We're going to have to get to the bottom of it. Jim, thank you so much.